just throwing everything in your arsenal. How did you feel like your performance was going out there?
Well, you know, I was underestimated the whole season throughout the show. You know, I was looking at this guy like, hey, you know, like from what Lou Pauly was telling everyone, like I was just basically like someone they could just walk through. And I think Javier thought that, and then when Shamar was up, you know, to fight me, I think he thought he was gonna go right through me too. And that was my real statement. I think Chuck came in after the fight and he was just kind of amazed, like, dude, you got way better. And I said, well, what do you think I did, Chuck? You think I like just basically got off the show and just started partying? No, I took 2 days off and I was right back at the gym, but I wasn't posting stuff on Facebook or Twitter like I was training because I wanted people to think I wasn't doing anything. But I had a solid camp. I brought 2 guys in, Casey Ryan and Jake Mapes, both basically brown and black belts in jiu-jitsu. They're 6'5", great strikers, resembles Chuck a lot. And it was a hard thing because me and Chuck are friends, you know. We basically, he was one of the few people that I kept in contact with when the show ended. We were texting back and forth, and then one day we got a call from Joe Silva saying, hey, you know, I got good news. You're gonna be fighting your buddy Chuck O'Neal. And I'm just like, and I sent basically Chuck a text and said, hey, we're fighting, and he's like, I know. And then the text and the phone call stopped for like 6 weeks, and then we met. But it was a weird deal because it's hard fighting a friend, but at the same time, it's part of the show, you know. And I got a lot of slack that people thought like I was, you know, giving like information to the other team on the show and everything like this, and I was this double agent spy. But yeah, I mean, I was watching everybody on the show because the thing is about that house, you never know who you're gonna fight. You could be fighting someone on the other team, you could be fighting someone on your team, and it really can, you know, like Ed said, it can really do a toll on you, being in that house for 6 weeks, not having any like support network, not having any TV, not having none of that stuff. You start to go crazy.
Was it hard for you to go for the finish tonight? Did you feel like you could have finished him out there?
The opportunity, you know, presented itself, and I wanted to go for the finish, but then at the same time, you know, my whole goal, first and foremost, was just to fight in the UFC. You know, I remember when I was a kid in '93 watching it and seeing the first UFC, and then here I am fighting in the UFC. It was just kind of a big shock. Yeah, the finish could have happened. There's definitely holes and stuff that, you know, I could work on. But I was happy with my performance, but there's always room for improvement.
So you were getting a little bit of, I guess, love from the crowd tonight. There were woos echoing through the building. Can you maybe tell us, you know, what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, it's, you know, this whole experience, I mean, this is supposed to be fun, you know. This is why we all do this, you know. It's not, I mean, when I go out there, I'm trying to have as much fun as possible because when I was a kid, I was 9 years old, you know, I used to always think about, you know, what it'd be like to fight in the UFC. Like, I was all about Van Damme movies like Bloodsport and everything else, and like, look, now I'm fighting in a cage and I'm on TV and I got Bruce Buffer in the middle, I got Joe Rogan interviewing me. It's a surreal experience, you know. So I'm taking it all in, I'm having as much fun as possible, and you know, I bust my ass and I work really, really hard at what I do. I'm not the strongest guy out there. I'm not the fastest guy, but I listen and I work hard, you know. And I talked to Dominic Cruz about a month ago because I went over there to Alliance and did some training, you know, for this fight and for a little bit. And I just said, you know, how'd you become champ? He's like, it's real easy, man. I work really hard and I listen. And anybody that knows Dominic, that's what he does. The guy he's always in the gym, he's always working, he's always listening. You know, he fights on Saturdays, back in the gym on Monday. You know, I've heard the same thing about GSP. If you want to be a champion, if you want to be good at this, you got to basically put in the work. And you got to listen to your coaches, and you got to have a team put together. It's not one of these things you can just do solo, you know.